Hello. So I am here with Garrett Wong at Galactic D and Icon, and I had two questions for him. First, I hear you have a podcast, and I would like you to tell my fans about it so that they can where to find it, what it's about, and that sort of thing.
Sure. It's called the Delta Flyers, and I started this podcast in May of 2020. I launched the first episode on May 4th, Star Wars Day, because I'm a Star Wars fan as well. It is something that has been in my mind to do for decades. Ever since I ended Voyager, I wanted to do something like this. But it took the pandemic and the urging of my partner, Megan, that now's the time to do it. No one's doing anything right now. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. She goes, look, this is the time. Like, the world is shut down and you need a co-host. I'm like, I don't need a co-host. She was like, you need a co-host and you need Robbie. I said, Robbie's busy. Robbie's a director. He has no time. She says, he's not busy now. And I'm like, oh, you're right. So I called Robbie up, and Robbie's response was, I don't know. I think anyone would be interested in this at all. I mean,
Robbie.
I'm not sure. I don't know if you
really say that. Did you really say that, Robbie?
What? Say what?
When I called you and pitched you Delta Flight, your first response was, I don't know.
Yes, I said that. I did say that.
Yeah. Still like, and I tried to pitch it to him some more. And he said, give me a day or two to think about this. I'm going to talk to my wife about this. And he came back and he said, okay. And so the rest is history.
And we're very glad it happened.
Oh my gosh. We talk about all the behind the scenes of every Voyager episode. There's a lot of Voyager podcasts out there, but they're done by fans. And they're great, but they were not on set, when the filming happened. So that's the advantage of our podcast. And we started at a time where literally very few actors were doing podcasts. Now it's commonplace. So I almost feel like we were on the initial wave.
You're the cutting edge.
We were the cutting edge. Yeah, we started about the same time that the Office gals from the Office.
Oh, I know what
they did theirs.
My sister listens to that.
Right. But if you want to really be deep, get into real details, the nitty gritty. I actually did a podcast before the Delta Flyers called the Alpha Quadrant with Aaron Eisenberg. Okay, so this was and so that is the first actor-based podcast. So that was numero uno before the Office ladies did theirs, before anyone else even tried theirs. So myself and Aaron were the very, very, very first actor-led podcast, which then, we had some inner politics going on with our producer and whatnot that ended up, we had to dissolve that, relationship, unfortunately. And he went on to do the Seventh Rule.
So that one I have heard of.
That was born from the Alpha Quadrant and from my idea, basically. And then that moved on to he moved on to Seventh Rule, and then I moved on to the Delta Flyers, and we have actually completed our review and recap and discussion of all the Voyager episodes, and now we're moving on to Deep Space Nine, and with our co-host Terry Farrell is one, yes, the lovely, beautiful Terry Farrell, and also Armin Shipman. So we alternate. So one episode will be Terry, another episode will be Armin, and that's how that goes.
Well, that's very cool. Okay, thank you so much for talking to me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Live long and prosper.